Hey guys, okay, so today I'm going to do a Raptors and Milwaukee Bucks series preview for round one NBA. This is the only thing I'm going to do for NBA. I'm not going to do it for any other teams just because again I'm only doing the Canadian teams. So this video may be a little long. If it is, then I'm sorry, but I have a lot of information here. So yeah. So their record. So Toronto's record is 51-31. That's pretty damn good. Milwaukee has a record of 42-40. They still got 40 wins, so not bad either. So the season series, the Raptors won 3-1. They only lost one, and then they're 2-0 in Toronto. So they were on November 25th in Milwaukee. The Raptors won 105-99. On December 12th in Toronto, the Raptors won by a large margin, 122-100. January 27th, once again in Toronto, the Raptors beat the Bucks 102-86. And then March 4th, just recently, probably like a few weeks ago, in Milwaukee, the Bucks defeated the Raptors by 7, 101-94. So, during the series, the pace was 93.6. Toronto's off RTG was 113.2, fourth versus Milwaukee. And then Milwaukee's off RTG is 102.8, 19th versus Toronto. So this is the fourth straight appearance as a top 4 seed for Toronto. The Raptors overcame all sorts of adversity to post a second straight 50-win season, earning home court advantage. So they have home court advantage, which is important. I wish they had a home court advantage against Cleveland, but yeah. So DeMar DeRozan posted a career-best season, while Lowry missed 18 games after the All-Star break after a wrist injury. But he's back now, so he'll be ready for the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Again, this is all random, just like the NHL videos. You probably didn't watch them, or if you didn't watch them, then yeah, I was all over the place talking random stuff about both things. So the Bucks were dealt a setback of their own this season, losing Jabari Parker to another knee injury, but Middleton's return from off-season knee injury, the same game Parker went down, helped save the season for Jason Kidd's team. So it's pretty fortunate that he got injured the same time that Middleton's return was the same day that Parker got injured to help them out. So just making that playoff field is a victory for a Bucks team in seek of redemption after falling short of that goal last season. They know they are still on the path to being a regular contender. The Raptors, however, have been building to this point for years, grinding their way through the muck in the Eastern Conference to reveal themselves as a legitimate challenger to Cleveland. Honestly, I do think they stand a better chance against Cleveland, but when the Raptors got Serge Ibaka and PJ Tucker, I heard from a friend that they got 2 other good players, and I think one of them went down. So I think it'll still be a better chance for the Raptors. I do want them to go to the finals, which will be pretty lit in Toronto. So yeah. So Boston and Washington consider themselves challengers to the Cavaliers as well, but the Raptors have already been there, having played the champs 6 games deep into the conference finals last season. Cavs beat the Raptors in 6 games last season. I think it was last year. 4-2, so it sucks, but they were down 2-0 after the first 2 games in Cleveland, and then they won the 2 games in Toronto. So my friend was really happy about that because they tied the series, which I didn't even think they'd do. I thought they would get swept, but they didn't. So the Raptors look like a better and more playoff ready team than they've ever been. Trades in February for Serge Ibaka and PJ Tucker have gave them better defense. Also, before Lowry missed over a month with injury, the Raps' backcourt was having its best season. So the Raptors have 2 additional good players that can help them. They're a pretty good team this season. So the Raptors were able to tie it with Cleveland in the ECF at 2-2, but they struggled through 2 ugly series against inferior offensive teams. So they weren't even good offensive teams, but the Raptors still struggled against them. Yes, the Raptors eventually won, but yeah. So the Bucks aren't an elite team on either end of the floor, but they have the length to make things difficult for Toronto. And though he saw 5.5 games of playoff action 2 years ago, this could be the coming out party of this name I do not know in hell how to pronounce. Just I'm gonna try my best. Giannis or Giannis, Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo. Forgive me, I don't know how the hell to say that name. That's I don't even know. So the Raptors and Bucks have never played each other in the playoffs, and it's a chance for both teams to prove they've taken a step forward this year. I'm going to go ahead and tell you my predictions right now. I'm going to say the Raptors in 6. Be sure to comment down below like what you guys think. I think it'll be like the Raptors in 6. My friend thinks the same thing, and you know who you are. So yeah, Game 1 is tomorrow at 5:30 at the ACC in Toronto. So tomorrow is Saturday. Today's a Good Friday. No school. But yeah, so Game 1 is tomorrow at 5:30 at the ACC in Toronto. So I will be watching. I think there's NHL games tomorrow, playoff games. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to like flip. I guess I hate flipping because I'm like I swear like you always miss something when you flip. So the stats. So pace is possessions per 48 minutes, which I'm pretty sure all you NBA fans know. I'm not necessarily an NBA fan, so I don't know what the hell these mean. Off RTG, points scored per 100 possessions, def RTG, points allowed per 100 possessions, and net RTG, point differential per 100 possessions. So the Raptors, their pace is 97.1, 23rd in the league. Off RTG, 109.8, 6th. Def RTG, 104.8, 8th. And net RTG plus 4.9, which is 4th. The Bucks' pace is 96.7, 26th in the league. Off RTG is 106.9, 13th. Def RTG is 106.4, 19th. And net RTG is plus 0.5, 11th. So now what I'm going to say is a bunch of notes. So this is going to be kind of notes on the Raptors and then the Bucks. So for now it's the Raptors. So the Raptors went 4th on offense and 16th on defense before the break to 13th on offense and 4th on defense. So they really increased in defense, but they dropped in offense. The Raptors assisted on just 47.2% of their field goals, the lowest rate of any team in the last 27 seasons. The Raptors led the league for the second straight season with 21 wins after trailing by 10 plus points. 10 points is not really a lot to trail by, but it's still good to have a bunch of wins even when they're down that many. So the Raptors ran 73.6 ball screens per game. Second to Utah, they have 74.2. They scored 1.22 points per possession when Kyle Lowry was the ball handler on a ball screen, the highest mark among 89 players who used at least 300. He shot 42% on pull-up three-pointers, the best marker among 11 players who took at least 200. The Raptors led the league with 24.2 points per game on drives, DeMar DeRozan 9, and Lowry 6.8, ranked 2nd and 12th among individuals. Go away notification. DeRozan's 986 points. Honestly, that's amazing. That's so many points. Like, when I play basketball, I freaking suck. Like, I played a basketball game a few days ago, and I was so bad. No one even passed me the ball because I suck. Like, off topic. But yeah, so DeRozan's not 986 points from between the restricted area and three-point range were 188 more than any other player. That's pretty impressive. He led the league in both non-restricted area paint points with 370 and mid-range points with 616. Serge Ibaka ranked 2nd in the league with 512 catch-and-shoot attempts. That's pretty damn good. So now the Bucks. So the Bucks were the 3rd most improved team in the league, 4 points per 100 possessions, better than they were last season at minus 3.5. The Bucks were one of 3 teams, all in the East, that finished with a winning record and a negative point differential. The Bucks took only 47% of their shots from outside the paint, lowest rate in the league. The Bucks only 12% of opponent possessions were in transition, second lowest rate in the league, lowest among playoff teams. They forced their opponents to take 18% of their shots in the last 6 seconds of the shot clock, highest rate in the league. That's pretty damn good. Bucks opponents shot the ball just 27% of the time after a ball screen, lowest rate in the league. 67 of their opponents' shots came from the restricted area or 3-point range, highest rate in the league. The Bucks went 17-6 with Chris Middleton in the starting lineup. He made his season debut on February 8th, and after that, they outscored their opponents by 5.7 points per 100 possessions on the floor, and were outscored by 7.3 points per 100 possessions with him on the bench. Again, this name I don't know how to pronounce. Giannis and I'm gonna try to pronounce this again. Antetokounmpo. Yep. Giannis, that ranked second in the league behind LeBron James, of course, with 456 baskets in the restricted area, and ranked third with 13.1 points in the paint per game. He shot 33% from mid-range, the worst mark around 70 players who took at least 200 mid-range shots. Now the matchup notes. So this is like the matchup names. So Serge Ibaka and PJ Tucker were only with the Raptors for the final meeting, which Lowry missed with a wrist injury. DeRozan missed the third meeting with ankle injury. For Milwaukee, Jabari Parker played in the first 3 meetings, and Chris Middleton played in the fourth. Raptors were a plus 54 in 110 minutes with Lowry on the floor, and a minus 17 in 82 minutes with him off the floor. So obviously Lowry is a big addition to the Raptors. Every time I see him with the ball, I swear, he always shoots a 3. It's either a swish or it either goes in. Like, I have to try like 1,000 times just to get a freaking 3-pointer. Like, I can do 3-pointers just like barely. Like I have like a 5% chance of making it. So yeah, Lowry's very important for the Raptors. That's why it was crucial, or that's why it's like really important to have him back for the playoffs. So the Bucks shot just 28% from 3-point range with players off the bench shooting 9 for 39, 23%. This name is a little more pronounceable, or a little better. Matthew Della Vedova shot 10 for 37, 27% in the 4 games, the worst mark among players who took at least 25 shots against the Raptors this season. He was 6 for 15 from 3-point range, but 4 for 22 inside the arc. The Raptors assisted on 55% of their field goals, their highest rate against any Eastern Conference opponent. This name again, so A, I'll call him A. So A shot 12 for 19 with Damari Carroll defending him. DeRozan shot 6 for 12 with Tony Snell defending him. And now this is just a few more things. The Raptors were the best fourth-quarter team in the league this season, outscoring their opponents by 13 points per 100 possessions in the final 12 minutes of regulation. Honestly, it's really good that they're a good fourth-quarter team because they're not a good first-quarter team. I would definitely rather they be better in the fourth than the first, because the first is just kind of the beginning, but then the fourth is obviously when shit goes down. So they had the league's second-best fourth-quarter offense and fourth-best fourth-quarter defense. KC would play one of the league's best benches, PJ Tucker, Patrick Patterson, and Corey Joseph, ranking second, third, and fourth behind Lowry in behind Lowry in fourth-quarter minutes per game. So the starting lineups for Toronto: Lowry, DeRozan, Carroll, Ibaka, and Valanciunas. For Milwaukee, I'm pretty sure this is it: Brogdon, Middleton, Snell, A, and Maker, I think. And of course, my prediction is the Raptors in 6 games. So if you guys would like to, then you could tell me in the comments like what you guys think. I'm pretty sure the Raptors will win. Like, I would say the Raptors can win in 5, but they would have to like play. I mean, like 6 is like seems like the most accurate. Maybe the Bucks can push it to Game 7. I don't know, but I think the Raptors will be able to handle them in 6 games. So once again, tell me your thoughts and your predictions for the thing. And I will do another NBA video because I'm assuming the Raptors will advance. So I'll do another one for the second round, and another preview. And the same thing for the NHL Canadian teams. By the way, so far I'm just going to talk a little bit about NHL for like a minute. All the Canadian teams in Game 1 lost. Edmonton lost 3-2 in overtime. Ottawa lost 2-1. Toronto actually gave up a hell of a fight yesterday. I will tell you that they were up 2-0, but then they lost. So the Sharks lead the Oilers 1-0 in the series. The Rangers lead the Canadiens 1-0 in the series after a 2-0 win in Game 1. Today, I'm just going to mention today's game. So Sharks and Oilers at 10:30. Go Oilers. I really hope you tie the series. Rangers and Canadiens. As a Sens fan and a Leafs fan, I should hate Montreal, but I want this series to be tied. So go Montreal, go. And then the Jackets and Pens. The Penguins beat them 3-1 in Game 1. And then the Blues and Wild, they beat the Wild. The Blues beat the Wild 2-1 in overtime. And St. Louis leads 1-0, and Pittsburgh leads 1-0. So, again, I will do more NHL videos. I will do more NBA videos, assuming the Raptors pass. And by the way, I have not done covers in a while, but just, yeah, I don't even know. I suck at singing. I always sing, like, I just never record any videos because I suck. So, yeah, there's my NBA video. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment, subscribe, and that's basically it. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.